Okay, here we are. Hey everybody, we're taking a day off today. It's Leslie's birthday. Happy birthday! So we thought we'd drive down the Loire Valley and see some castles. You know, when we started doing this, a lot of people would make comments like, "Do you know how big that yard's going to be, or who's going to mow the lawn, or do you know how much work it's going to be?" I think we know it's going to be some work.
Yep.
I mean, we got into this realizing that the next 10 or 20 years of our life are going to be very busy. When you buy a chateau, it's not like buying another house.
It's kind of like, there's a special word that they call it. It's like if it's a guy, it's called a châtelain, and a girl is châtelaine, and it means keeper of the castle. It's like there's different periods of history that everyone gets a little moment to shape the history of the chateau, and we just get to have this little, I don't know how long, that we get to be the keepers of the castle, or the châtelain and the châtelaine, and it's, I think, pretty exciting to be part of history,
Yeah.
and to have a chance to shape history of this house that has stood there for a long, long time, and I hope it stands, if we can do our part to restore it, to stand even a little bit longer. It'd be awesome.
It's like you're a custodian. You don't own it. You just work with it. So this was actually an encouraging day looking. All the castles in the Loire Valley are made of something called tuffeau stone.
A lot of the castles.
Many of the castles, and it's a white stone. It's a limestone. It's the same one ours is made of. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so this one is it's called Chateau Chambord. So a guy named Francois I, he built it in the 1500s, if you can imagine, out of tuffeau, and it is still looking glorious and fantastic, and it's still standing clearly. So that gives us much courage for our own, even when we get worried about crumbling bits of this and that.
Yeah, it was encouraging. A couple things, like they started building it. They were building it actively for 200 years. In fact, it's still not done, and so it's a big project. But that's how it goes with this. In fact, he had a great quote. He said, if people were too worried about finishing things, no one would start anything. And so, you launch into a project and you realize it's going to be a ton of work, and you're going to be working on it for a long time.
And it's kind of encouraging that it's the kind of, like when it comes to restoration and things like that, it's the kind of thing that will likely live on, which I think is kind of fun. In North America, I think we build things, we tear stuff down, we build stuff, we tear stuff down. And in Europe, they keep stuff for a long, long time. Yeah. And it's actually kind of encouraging.
It's also super encouraging that we were walking around. There's a bunch of like walls that look kind of like ours, like they're beat up a bit, and like there was a number of times we were looking, we're going, hey, that's like
they got peeling paint.
Ours is looking a little better even.
Dinged walls, and I was like, okay, well, we can compete with Chambord. This is good, and we haven't done anything yet.
We're a little bit smaller. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.